Hey guys, it's Melanie. Guess what? It is Homeworx TSV time over on QVC, and I do have a sneak peek to share with you today. So we're going to get into that here in a second. But before we do, let me clarify just a few key things for you. First off, I am filming this on Friday, July 30th. At this point in time, I do not yet have the price point for this TSV. I don't know if there is going to be easy pay offered. I don't know if there is potentially going to be free shipping involved. I don't know some of this information yet because it hasn't been disseminated to me. However, I am going to utilize the beautiful description box down below this video. It's always down there. It is always filled with a plethora of information for you. So as soon as I get access to the info that you are probably craving, it'll be put in the description box down below, along with a link where you can order this TSV if you are interested in ordering it for yourself, or as a gift for someone, or I don't know. The information will be down below. So the things that I cannot answer for you right now, I will put in the description box down below as soon as the answers are available to me. So that being said, you guys, we have a new TSV. And I have had a chance to burn this TSV once. So I wanted to at least get one burn in before doing this review for you guys. And I have to admit, because it's been toasty here in Oregon pretty much most of this week. It's been hard for me to commit to burning candles that are very fall in their nature, and these scents are very fall in their nature. But I did want to be able to do at least one initial burn just to see what the strength and throw was just right off the bat. I am a firm believer in that with my Homeworx candles, and quite frankly with a lot of other candles that I get from a lot of other companies, it is very important to me to let the candles try to cure for just a little bit, because I do think it makes a difference on the burn of the candles. Mostly strength and throw, I feel like, increase over time. But that being said, I am proud to report that I could certainly smell these candles during their first burn. I certainly have favorites within this grouping here, but I also have one that I'm not super fond of. So let's get into it, you guys. Here is the TSV. I'm quickly going to show you guys the fragrances, and then I'm going to go through one by one and talk about what I noticed during the initial burn. I'll talk about wicks, I'll talk about strength, throw, all of that kind of stuff. So let's get into it. Yes, our smaller 3 wicks are back for this TSV. I know that is going to be annoying to some of you who do not like this format. I don't mind it. I think it's nice. It is definitely a little bit smaller, but these did really well for me last year when he came out with the TSV from last year. In fact, last year's I ordered like 3 or 4 sets. Like, they're great, and I'm so excited to have them for this fall because I know that they have been sitting for the past year and they are going to be rock stars. That Scarlet Woods from last year, to die for. Anyway, you guys, we're going to start with my favorite, and again, 3 wicks, slightly smaller. What's the number of ounces here? We are getting 14 ounces, and these claim to have a 20 to 40 hour burn time. I believe from last year, these fell somewhere in the 30-hour range for me, like 30, maybe a couple extra hours. But typically I find that I fall in the middle of the burn range when it comes to Homeworx candles. I rarely get the maximum burn time, but I also never get the minimum burn time. So, but deep dish apple pie. Let me just tell you right now, if there was just a duo or just this by itself, I would buy it en masse. It's beautiful, you guys. This is what I was hoping that his apple pie candle would have been last year. We have it this year. This is a true apple pie scent, and I really enjoy this. The cinnamon that's in here is my favorite type of cinnamon. It's that sweeter, like Saigon cinnamon. Like it's just a very nice cinnamon. I love it. And let me give you guys the notes here. So gooey apple nectar, cinnamon, vanilla, and pie crust. It is that warm, gooey apple pie filling that is sweet, but not like cloyingly sweet. It's very pleasantly sweet. There is a crust note in here. There is that creamy, like almost like buttery vanilla that is sort of marinating throughout. And like I said, the cinnamon is delightful. It's not craft store cinnamon. It's not red hot cinnamon. It's just a really nice gourmand cinnamon. And I love this. This and spiced apple crumb, I think, share some similarities. If you like the spiced apple crumb, I think you're going to be very pleased with this. I love it. Strength on this one, for me, this and the one I'm going to show you next are the two strongest in the bunch, and I'm glad because they're the two that I love. This, I would put the strength at, this one was a little deceiving because I also had it in my entryway, which, as you guys know, is a fragrance vortex. This filled up the entire upstairs of my house just because of the airflow in that particular area. It really does go, it just like carries the scent like up the stairs and then around our back hallway here. This was amazing. But I feel like if I were to just put it in like any other normal area of the house, it would probably have a strength of about like a 6, with a throw probably about a 6.5, 7. I do think this is a decent traveler. Part of me wishes it was more of like an 8 or a 9 in terms of strength, but I also feel like that might be too much with a scent like this. So I'm trying to appreciate it for what it is. And if I really want to oomph this up, what I think I'm gonna do is just pair it with my spiced apple crumb, which I bought plenty of. But this is beautiful, you guys. This is a well done apple pie scent. Nothing about it screams deep dish apple pie. The deep dish part to me implies that maybe there's a little bit more focus on the apple filling versus the crust, but I think this is a nice balance of crust and filling. I think you're getting it all here in this one, and I love it, clearly. Also, didn't trim my wicks so that you guys could see. They are the mushroom top forming wicks. So what I'm gonna do is just knock off the mushroom tops. And what I am gonna do is take a tissue and very lightly just run it up the length of the wicks, just to make sure that I am getting any of the black little bits that I'm seeing on the sides of the wicks. You won't be able to see it on my, sorry, my camera is not like crazy amazing quality. I just use a point and shoot camera. I know, blasphemous, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. It burned really well on its first burn. I'm pleased. I am pleased. You guys, this one, I was hoping there would be a pumpkin in this set, and it's a good pumpkin. This is a good pumpkin, you guys. By the way, the lids have that really nice embossing, very similar to the embossing that we got on last year's lids. It's kind of like a nice, it's not damask, but it's like a frilly floral, yeah, and it coordinates with the wax inside. So orange, gold wax, and then the last one is kind of like a reddish brick color. But let's continue with Golden Harvest Pumpkin, you guys. I love this. It smells, I know Harry hates comparisons, and I'm sure he'll be like, curses, could you not? Kind of reminds me a little bit of pumpkin carving from Bath and Body Works. but a little different. And I really do enjoy pumpkin carving. In fact, I picked one up recently. The notes here, let's go through the notes. Whipped pumpkin, fresh cardamom, spiced maple rum, and cinnamon vanilla marshmallow. You guys, first off, that spiced maple rum, don't let that run you off, but it does have some of the same vibes as the maple, oh my gosh, now I can't remember the name of the maple candle. Maple rum cake, was it? Was that it? I can't remember. He did another maple like cake type scent, and I cannot for the life of me remember the name of it. But anyway, cardamom in here is one of the first thing that smacks me in the face, and it's really well done. It's not headache inducing, but it's a very specific type of fall baking spice, and I really like it. There is lots of notes of pumpkin in here for sure. It's almost like opening a can of like the Libby's pumpkin pie that has the spices already mixed in. You know how you can just buy the pumpkin pie filling? Like this just doesn't smell like canned, like organic raw pumpkin. It smells like the one that has the generic spices already mixed in. It's nice. I do smell maple in here, but I don't smell maple rum. Like I don't get the boozy note. I definitely got the boozy note in the rum candle that I'm referencing, but I don't smell booze in here, and I didn't smell booze when it was burning. I just smell the maple part. And cinnamon vanilla marshmallow, nothing about this screams marshmallow to me, but there is cinnamon in here, and I guess you could call it like a creaminess running throughout, which could be that vanilla, but this is not like a vanilla heavy candle in any kind of way. I just think the vanilla is added to sort of kind of tone down maybe that cardamom a little bit and soften the fragrance overall, especially with the maple also being in there, because maple to me gets cloying real fast. Like I can't even eat a maple bar. It's just a little too much for me. But anyway, I do really like this. Strength, again, right around like a 6. And I had this one in my kitchen, and the throw was right around like a 6 as well. I really like this one. This one, hands down, I would repurchase. Okay, so good. I love you. Let's talk about the one that I don't love. And here's the thing. I'm always going to be honest about whether scents are to my liking or not. I have very specific tastes. So usually Harry knocks it out of the park. But I have to admit, while this one it's not a terrible scent, it just isn't, I feel like it almost doesn't really go in this set. That being said, I burned all 3 candles together, and luckily this one was the lightest, and so I didn't notice it as much out of the other ones. I don't think this is one that I would finish by itself. I would pair it with another candle and finish it that way. What am I talking about? Crimson Leaves. And you'll see here in a second why I'm not like a huge massive fan of that. In terms of the burning good, certainly pulled out really nicely. This has that earthiness to it that I sometimes smell in fall candles that I don't personally love or really gravitate towards. The notes here are freshly fallen leaves, mulled spices, golden persimmon, and fir needle. Just in looking through those, I think the persimmon is definitely something that if you don't like that particular note, you're gonna smell it in here and it might turn you off. I don't really mind persimmon, but what I do not like is that freshly fallen crunchy leaves mixed with earth or like cold dirt type smell. And I'm not saying this candle smells like dirt. It doesn't, but it's that earthiness that's implied with like the freshly fallen leaves and, you know, the ground changing and, you know, like when the leaves get wet in the rain, and there's just this certain smell that fall has. And I crave the smell of fall. Believe me, it's my favorite season, but I just don't like that note in candle format. Mulled spices, totally. You get those mulling spices in here, but they're actually not super strong. You almost kind of have to really stick your nose in there to find them. Really that earthy fallen leaf type note, the persimmon and fir needle. No, that's not, I don't even really pick up much of that like tree note at all. It's just a really interesting scent. Honestly, I'm gonna be really curious because I have a feeling some of you are gonna get this and you're gonna love it. And some of you are gonna get this and you're gonna be like, what am I smelling here? I think this is going to be the kind of controversial scent in this set. That being said, I don't love it. I would be okay with this one not coming back. This doesn't even hold a candle to the Scarlet Woods that was in last year's trio. That particular one is just, I love it. And I'm so glad that I bought multiple sets this year. I am tempted to purchase another set of this TSV because I would probably kill for a couple more of these. But at the same time, I know there is so much more coming, and I do have to try to maximize my candle budget because at this point in the year, I've ordered a lot. And I give myself a certain candle budget every year, and once I start nearing the end of that, I need to start to rein in my spending a little bit, and I'm starting to get there. So for me, I don't think I'm gonna order another set of this. I have a lot of other things coming. I've got lots of French toast, lots of Christmas cupcake, and there are still so many things to be released, you guys. That being said, I think the price point for this is probably gonna be pretty decent. I do think it's worth checking out, especially if you have an interest in the other 2 scents. You can always gift the last one. It's not a disgusting scent, and I feel like most people would get this and be like, oh nice, it smells like a fall candle, you know, like that type of reaction. But this one just doesn't wow me at all, and because there is one in here that doesn't wow me, it just makes me not want to stock up like I did last year. Last year's, again, I hate to go back to like 2020, believe me, I really hate going back to 2020, but that one was just a fantastic trio, and this one here, it's good. I think it'll definitely be worth checking out, and especially if it's at a good price point. So there you guys go. Those are my first, strength and throw. Luckily this one's the lightest. The strength on this one it's about a 4. It is the weakest out of all of them, by the way, and the throw isn't that fantastic either. I would also put it maybe around like a 3 or a 4. To be perfectly honest, when I had this in my kitchen nook, and I had the this one here in the kitchen. I smelled this over this the entire time. So not that great of a strength and throw. I don't mind it. That's okay, but that's okay by me. So hopefully I didn't offend Harry too much, but yeah, the other 2, I hope he brings those back. I've got my fingers crossed that the other 2 might be coming back in some other format. Probably not this year. I think he's kind of maybe testing these scents out with this TSV. I would certainly recommend the other 2 for like a lineup for next fall, but the Crimson Leaves I could do without. There you guys go. Please check out that description box down below because that is where I'm going to put all of the relevant info that you probably have questions about at this point. Yeah. And be sure to check out, if I can find anyone else that also received the PR in advance, I will try to link their videos down below. I know my buddies, Brett and Brett, they certainly got this trio as well. And so I'll put their reviews in the description box as well. So go check out their videos too. I feel like we all have very similar noses. Brett, Philly Candleman, is much more of a floral type person. I think that Brett from Two Gay Dads and I have maybe a more similar taste when it comes to scents. So, but I think you should definitely check out their videos as well. So I'll put them in the description box down below. That's it. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.